Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture on applied hydraulics. In this video lecture, we will be discussing about impact of jet on curved vanes. We will be discussing about impulse momentum equation, force exerted by the jet on a stationary curved vane when the jet strikes the curved vane at the center, force exerted on a stationary curved vane when the jet strikes the curved vane at one end tangentially when the plate is symmetrical, force exerted by the jet on a stationary curved vane when the jet strikes the curved vane at one end tangentially when the plate is not symmetrical. Now, coming to the definition of jet. A jet is a stream of fluid which is coming out of a nozzle with high velocity. Since the jet is coming out from a nozzle with high velocity, so kinetic energy associated with it will be high. So, in the background you can see an image of a jet. So, from here the jet of water is being coming out. So, this jet of water will be having high velocity and hence high kinetic energy. Now, coming to the definition of nozzle. Nozzle is a device which is designed to control the direction or the characteristics of fluid flow as it enters or exits an enclosed chamber or pipe. There is one more definition. A nozzle is often a tube of varying cross section. It can be used to direct or modify the flow of fluid. Nozzles we are frequently using to control the rate of flow, speed, direction, mass, shape or the pressure of the stream that emerges from it. So, here you can see the nozzle. So, as I said, nozzle is a tube of varying cross sectional area. So, by reducing the cross sectional area, the velocity increases. Now, if the jet strikes an obstruction which is placed, the jet will be exerting force on the obstruction. So, this impressed force is known as impact of jet. Let me show you an image. So, here this is actually a water cannon being fired. So, you can see the force which is exerted by the jet on the person. So, if the jet strikes an obstruction which is placed, as I said, it will be exerting a force on the obstruction. The impressed force is known as impact of jet. This force actually is hydrodynamic in nature. Since this force is hydrodynamic in nature, it involves change in momentum, and we will be utilizing impulse momentum principle to evaluate the hydrodynamic force on a body by the fluid jet. Now, coming to impulse momentum equation. The impulse momentum equation is one of the basic tools used to find the solution to flow problems. The other being continuity equation and Bernoulli's equation. So, by using impulse momentum equation, its application leads to solution of problems in fluid mechanics which cannot be solved just by using law of conservation of energy. So, in order to find complete solution to the fluid flow phenomena, this impulse momentum equation is used in conjunction with law of conservation of mass and law of conservation of energy in order to find complete solution to the engineering problem. The impulse momentum equation, it is based upon momentum principle, or it is also called as conservation of momentum. So, the definition of impulse momentum equation is the net force acting on a mass of fluid is equal to the change in momentum of flow per unit time in that direction. I repeat, the net force acting on a mass of fluid is equal to change in momentum of flow per unit time in that direction. Now, by Newton's second law of motion, we can say that F is equals to ma, where F is the force which is acting on the mass of the liquid, m is the mass of the fluid, and a is acceleration. But acceleration we can rewrite as dv by dt. dv is change in velocity, dt is the time interval. So, if we substitute the value of a, which is dv by dt, in above equation, we can write, and if we rearrange, we can write f dt is equals to m dv. Now, since the mass of fluid is constant, we can take this m inside. So F dt is equals to d of mv. Thus, this equation is known as impulse momentum equation. So we can redefine impulse momentum equation as the impulse of a force F acting on a mass of fluid m in a short interval of time dt is equal to change in momentum in that direction of force. I repeat, the impulse of a force F acting on a fluid mass m in a short interval of time dt is equal to change in momentum in the direction of force. So impulse momentum equation is also called as simply momentum equation. Now, coming to applications of impulse momentum equation. So in order to determine the resultant force which is acting on the boundary of flow passage by a stream of fluid, as the stream changes its direction or magnitude or both, in this case we will be using impulse momentum equation. So the examples of this case are pipe bends, reducers, moving vanes, jet propulsion, etc. Now let us consider this example, pipe bends. So in order to change the direction of pipe, we will be using different types of bends. So the force of the liquid is exerted on the boundary material, that is the pipe material. In case of reducer, reducer in fact is a joint which we will be using in the pipes itself. If there is a reduction in the cross sectional area of the pipe, there we will be using reducer joint. So force is also exerted by the fluid on this joint. So coming to moving vanes, in fact we will be studying this in detail in this module, and there is one more example, jet propulsion. Now impulse momentum equation is also used to determine the characteristic of flow when there is an abrupt change in the flow section. Problems of this type are sudden enlargement of pipe, hydraulic jump. So hydraulic jump we had discussed in previous module. So during a hydraulic jump there is a loss of energy and there is an abrupt change in the depth of flow. So in order to find complete solution of this flow problem, we have utilized impulse momentum equation. So this is all about impulse momentum equation. Now before we discuss about the force exerted by the jet in different cases on a curved vane, when that is when the vane is stationary, when the curved vane is motion, let me show you a video. This video is about nozzle. So here the cross sectional area is more and on this side the cross sectional area is less. Now the pressure, since the cross sectional area is more, pressure will be high, velocity will be less. Here since cross sectional area is less, pressure will be more. So you can see as the fluid which is coming out of the nozzle, as it flows over the curved vane, it is gliding over the curved vane. So if the same is showed in slow motion, you can see there is centrifugal force exerted by the fluid on the curved vane. So when the fluid particle position is in this, the force is exerted in this particular direction. When the fluid particle position is at this point, force is exerted in this direction. When the fluid particle position is in this point, force is exerted in this direction, and so on. So you can see centrifugal forces is exerted by the fluid particles on the surface of the blade. So all these forces are resolved in two directions, that is horizontal as well as vertical. Now, coming to the force exerted by the jet on a stationary curved vane. So, there are three cases here. Case A, the jet strikes the curved vane at the center. Now, this is a curved vane which is fixed. Let us consider a fluid jet striking a curved vane at the center as shown in the figure. So, here V is the velocity of the jet, D is the diameter of the jet, and small a is the area of cross section of the jet. Now, as the jet strikes the curved vane, if we consider the curved vane to be smooth, the jet will be simply gliding over the vane, and the velocity which is coming at the outlet tip of the vane will be same as the inlet velocity. Why? Because we will be assuming the surface to be smooth, and if there is no loss of energy due to impact, the velocity at the outlet tip will be same as this velocity V. So, let us consider a fluid jet which is striking a curved vane at the center as shown in figure. V is the velocity of jet, D is the diameter of the jet, A is the cross section of the jet. If we assume the plate to be smooth and there is no loss of energy due to impact, the jet after striking will come out with the same velocity in the tangential direction of the curved plate. Now, this velocity which is coming out, we can resolve this in two directions, one in horizontal direction, one in vertical direction. In fact, this velocity component, the horizontal velocity component, is exactly opposite to the initial direction. So, the velocity component in the direction of jet is minus v cos theta. The velocity component perpendicular to the direction of jet is v sin theta. So, if we apply impulse momentum equation, we have the force exerted by the jet in the direction of the jet is mass of water striking per second into initial velocity minus final velocity. So, according to impulse momentum equation, the impulse of a force is given by change in momentum. So, change in momentum is nothing but mass of water striking per second into change in velocity. So, mass of water striking per second is rho a v. So, initial velocity here is the velocity with which the jet strikes, that is v, and final velocity component in the direction of jet is minus v cos theta. So, if we substitute and simplify, we will be getting rho a v square into 1 plus cos theta. Likewise, if you find force exerted by the jet perpendicular to the direction of jet, it will be Fi will be equal to mass of water striking per second into initial velocity minus final velocity. Now, mass of water striking per second is rho a v, but the initial velocity perpendicular to the direction of jet is 0 and final velocity is v sin theta. So, if we simplify this, we will be getting minus rho a v square sin theta. Negative sign indicates the force is acting in downward direction. Now, coming to case B, here the jet strikes the curved vane at one end tangentially when the plate is symmetrical. So, here we will be placing the curved plate symmetrical about x axis. It is actually fixed and placed symmetrical about x axis. So, consider a fluid jet striking a stationary curved vane at one end tangentially as shown in figure. Let this curved vane be symmetrical about x axis. The angle made by the tangent at the two ends will be same. Since the curved vane is symmetrical, the angle made by the tangents at the outlet tips will be same. Let V be the velocity of jet, D is the diameter of jet, A is the area of cross section of the jet, theta is the angle made by the jet at the inlet tip. So, if theta is the angle made by the jet at the inlet tip, the jet will be coming out with the same angle, since curved vane is symmetrical about x axis. So, if we assume the plate to be smooth and there is no loss of energy due to impact, the velocity with which the jet will be coming out at the outlet tip of the curved vane will be same. So, as I said, if we assume the curved vane to be smooth and there is no loss of energy due to impact, the jet will be simply gliding over the vane and the velocity at the outlet will be same as the initial velocity. And as I said, if the jet is hitting the curved vane with an angle theta. At this outlet tip also, the angle made by the jet with respect to horizontal will be theta. The forces exerted by the jet of water in the direction of x and y are, force exerted by the jet in x direction is Fx, which is mass of water striking per second into initial velocity minus final velocity. The mass of water striking per second here is rho AV. Initial velocity is horizontal component of this, which is v cos theta, and final velocity is minus v cos theta. Why? Because this component is opposite to the initial direction. So, final velocity here we have considered it as minus v cos theta. So, if we simplify, it will be rho a v square cos theta. Here it is 2 rho a v square. Why? Because minus into minus becomes plus. So, force exerted by the jet in x direction is 2 rho a v square cos theta. Now, coming to the force exerted by the jet in y direction. So, it is given by Fy. Fy is equals to mass of water striking per second into initial velocity minus final velocity. Here, the initial velocity in perpendicular direction is v sin theta, final velocity is also v sin theta. So, since it is initial velocity minus final velocity, v sin theta minus v sin theta, so here Fy is 0. Now, coming to case 3, that is the jet strikes the curved vane at one end tangentially when the plate is unsymmetrical. So, in the previous case, here we had considered the curved plate to be placed symmetrical. Now, if the curved plate is unsymmetrical, the angle made by the jet at inlet will be different. The angle made by the outgoing jet at the outlet will be different. Let theta be the angle made by the jet at the inlet tip about x axis. Pi is the angle made by the tangent at the outlet tip about x axis. So, the two velocity components at inlet are, so horizontal component is v cos theta, vertical component is v sin theta. Likewise, the velocity components at outlet are v cos pi and v sin pi. So, in the same way, if we substitute, if we apply impulse momentum equation, so here also we can find the force exerted by the jet in x direction as well as y direction. So, force exerted by the jet in x direction is Fx. Fx is given by mass of water striking per second into initial velocity minus final velocity. So, here mass of water striking per second is rho AV, initial velocity is v cos theta, final velocity is minus v cos pi. So, if we simplify, it will be rho AV square cos theta plus cos pi. Likewise, force exerted by the jet in y direction is Fy. Fy is given by mass of water striking per second into initial velocity minus final velocity. So, mass of water striking per second here is rho AV. The initial velocity is v sin theta, final velocity is v sin pi. So, if we simplify, it is rho AV square sin theta minus sin pi. Now, let us discuss few problems. A jet of water of diameter 50 millimeter moving with a velocity of 40 meters per second strikes a curved vane fixed symmetrical at center. Find the force exerted by the jet of water in the direction of the jet if the jet is deflected through an angle of 120 degrees at the outlet of the curved vane. So, here if you just go through the problem, diameter of the jet is given, which is 50 mm. So, using the diameter we can find the area, which is pi by 4 d square. Using the formula pi by 4 d square, we can find the area of jet. Now, angle of deflection is given, angle of deflection is 120. Therefore, theta will be equal to 180 minus angle of deflection, it is 60 degrees. So, force exerted by the jet in the direction of jet is, if we use, in fact, this problem is of case A type. Force exerted by the jet on a stationary curved vane at the center. So the formula is rho a v square into 1 plus cos theta. So if we substitute various values, we will be getting up the force exerted value as 4712.4 Newton. Coming to another problem, a jet of water of diameter 75 millimeters moving with a velocity of 30 meters per second strikes a curved fixed plate tangentially at one end at an angle of 30 degrees to the horizontal. The jet leaves the plate at an angle of 20 degrees to the horizontal. Find the force exerted by the jet on the plate in horizontal and vertical direction. So here the plate is unsymmetrical about x-axis. So theta is 30 degree, pi is 20 degree. So this is in fact case C. So diameter of the jet is given, which is 75 millimeters. So we can find area by using the formula pi by 4 d square. Velocity of the jet is 30 meters per second. So force exerted by the jet in x direction will be Fx, which is given by rho a v square into cos theta plus cos pi. If we substitute, we will be getting the value of Fx. Likewise, force exerted by the jet in y direction is given by the formula Fy rho a v square into sin theta minus sin pi. If we substitute the various values, we will be getting the value of Fy, which is 628.017 Newton. Now coming to another problem, a jet of water of 20 millimeter diameter and moving at 15 meters per second strikes upon the center of symmetrical vane. After impingement, the jet gets deflected through 160 degrees by the vane. Presuming the vane to be smooth, determine the force exerted by the jet on the vane. Second one, the ratio of the velocity at the outlet to the inlet if the actual reaction of the vane is 127 Newton. Now, if you just go through the problem, you can come to know the direction. The diameter of the jet is given, which is 20 millimeters. Using this, we can find the area of jet, which is pi by 4 d square. So here the area of the jet has been calculated. The velocity of the jet is given, which is 15 meters per second. Angle of deflection is 160. So you can find theta. Theta is nothing but 180 minus angle of deflection, which is 20 degrees. Now, force exerted by the jet on the vane will be equal to F is equals to rho a v square into 1 plus cos theta. Now, if we substitute the values, we are getting the force exerted as 137 Newton. So when you compare this value with this value, that is 127, we can come to know that in case 2, the force is less as compared to the theoretical value, which means while the jet is moving over the vane, there is certain loss of energy or there is certain reduction in velocity. So let us find the ratio of velocity at outlet. Now let V2 be the velocity of jet at vane tip, V1 is the velocity of jet. We need to determine the ratio of V2 by V1. So force exerted by the jet on the vane by using first principle, it is mass of water striking per second into initial velocity in the direction of jet minus final velocity in the direction of jet. So if we simplify, it is F is equals to rho a V1 into initial velocity is V1 cos theta and final velocity is minus V2 cos theta. So initial minus final is V1 cos theta minus of minus V2 cos theta. Now minus of minus will become plus and we can take V1 common. So if we take V1 common and if we simplify, F will be equal to rho a V1 square. In the bracket we will be having cos theta plus V2 by V1 cos theta. Cos theta also we can take common. So if we substitute the value of F and other values, and if we simplify for V2 by V1, we will be getting 1.911. Therefore, V2 by V1 is 0.911. So these are my references. Thank you.